Hello! I am now going to show you my game in its current alpha state. This is the beautiful menu. Let's get started. Alright, so the idea here is that you have a beautiful little camp that you then can upgrade over time. I'll just go in here and do my cheats actually work? Yes, they do. So just to show you an example. So you can see like there's no buildings. Let us just buy buildings over here. So we can go in, buy some buildings. And now we can now see the buildings are slowly coming in. So the idea is like you're slowly building up your camp and like recruiting new units. Let's say, let's buy some of the orc units. Actually, I would like that guy and that guy. So I just unlocked a bunch of stuff, just so I can show a little more of the game. Oh, lovely shader problems. Alright, so we're gonna go rating. So here now, so this is the prologue character. After that you will unlock the other main commanders. After you can then pick which one you want to play. So right now each commander comes with a commander unit, commander champions. For the releases only going to be 2, and then we will see if we can add more later. You will also have passive. But right now I haven't really figured out what the passive should be, so I think like they're kind of random. So I also think like there's a lot of placeholder art in here. Yes. As you can see, like because you haven't unlocked it in your tree, you can't pick it. Alright, so we're just gonna go with Gromos. You can also look at the different abilities. Just gonna kinda scoop over it and let's get into it. So this is something I'm working on right now, where here you can see that you can pick one peak, perk. I always get a peak for some reason. Right now they're kinda boring. I will try and make them more interesting. But then you also have a quest. I think I'm gonna rename them to challenge. Simply to, because maybe I actually want to have actual quest. So I think this is going to be named challenge. So you can see you get more blood gems, which is a mirroring currency, and then you get magic gems, which is also, oh sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Another magic currency, and then you get renown, which is pretty much your, like, it's kind of like your outlaw levels. It's pretty much how much the enemy knows you. So that will unlock new things. So here you can see like you can do things to make the game harder for yourself. And here we have difficulty. Difficulty, I am still working on it, but mostly it's gonna change how the game works. So if you play on difficulty 1, your units will not have permadeath, but you play on difficulty 5, your units will have permadeath. So we're just gonna be brave and do that. Alright. Oh, some old tip icons. Very nice. So the idea here is that you can see the army of the enemy lord. So here you can pretty much go through all of them. So you can do that. I do think it might be a little overwhelming for new players to like see this many units in the beginning. Same with oh yeah, sorry. So over here you have the boss units. So here you can see what the boss is at the moment. It's like when you're fighting the last boss. And here we have the Lord passive and the boon. Oh shit, I'm playing with a boon. Alright. So the idea is that every Lord comes with certain passive. So this Lord comes with 10% more health to his units. And here now, boon is you give... Ah, sorry. I'm losing my train of thought all the time right now. So boons are like a random buff that is assigned. And the harder the difficulty you are, the more boons. But they will persist for the whole run. So like when you complete the first boss... Oh yeah, I'm stopped talking about what I was showing. So here you choose a guard. The other screen we will see again, so don't worry. So here you will choose a guard, and you can see my beautiful placeholder art in 2. So by holding space, you can see the full stats. But we got some through playtesting in Spilkollektivet. I got a lot of feedback that it was like too much just to to show all this, because then you kind of had to do the math. But by doing this, you can kind of see just what you're getting by picking one. So I'm gonna go with this one. And here you can see the Slayer the Spire map. This is the current new version of the game. And in the top left you can see which guard you chose, what it does, and the difficulty. As you can see, there's nothing text in there. The joy of playing alpha. So in here you can see what you're fighting. So there used to always be 2 targets. I decided to not do that because I noticed a lot of other games didn't do that, and it also kind of made the game easier. So this is probably going to be reworked. But here you can see the amount of gold you get, the blood gems, and you'll be able to recruit a unit if you fight this battle. So let's actually go into the battle. Here's my temporary tutorial, so I didn't have to explain the game to everyone. But like it's a terrible tutorial, so you can see I am kind of just jumping through this, mostly just because I already know how it works. And I can just kind of teach you when I'm in here. So the idea is you can see the enemy right here. You can hold space to see what type they are. So you can see this means just they're like a peasant type, meaning we can actually click on them. And we see like they're just using tools, meaning their damage is kind of low. So you can see like here like the base attack is 3 and their heavy tool strike is 6. So compared to our bandits, which is like not a great unit, like its base attack does 5 and the bigs does 10. It's like bandits are just straight up more strong than peasants. So we also have some goblins. The goblins' specialty is that they actually reduce healing. And they are a little faster, but I think that is a little boring, so I might change that. But the special thing about the goblins is that they come in a group of 3. Like whenever you get a goblin unit, they will always spawn in 3 instead of 1. Alright, so we can see they're coming from here. We need to make an ambush. So when we drag out our unit, we can kind of see the bushes are shining. That means if we hide them inside, they're now hidden. So you can see here, the icon over here tells us if they're hidden or not. Alright, so we have 1 and 3. Well, to be fair, in the beginning it's almost impossible to lose, so I'm just gonna jump out. Then we have these flags down here, so like this will change them for hold ground to just run and attack. We'll just speed it up. So let's get that other guy a little in front, and then we can call the group to attack. And they're just fighting. So speed a little up. And we won without any casualties. Nice. Alright, so here we can see the health. So only 1 person actually took a beating. We check who did the most damage. That was the goblins. Oh shit, this guy got 3 kills. Alright, so we can now leave. So now we can get our reward. Then we can choose a new unit. So here you can see how much leadership a unit costs to spawn. Right now we had 5 leadership. Like the ogre is kind of overpowered now, so he might need to be nerfed, but I'm gonna pick the bloodweaver. Alright, let's see, is there anything I want to go for? Right now I don't have events in the game, because that requires you a lot of writing. So I just decided to take them out, because doing the same 2 events every time was kind of boring. Actually, let's go for this so you can see what that is. So we'll go for 1 more peasant ambush. Should be pretty easy. So they're over here. I gotta go this way. Let's just... You also see the purple here is something new I've been working on. Like, so they get levels. They can get like 3 levels. They all start on level 0. Then when they get enough experience, they level up. So right now, it just gives 20% more health, 20% more damage. But maybe other things could be unlocked for them later on. Actually, let's try and level. He might die. So let's get the healer in there. Let's just do 3 bandits. That should be fine. But actually, this guy is actually not a healer. He's throwing shields on. I'm still trying to figure out if we'll call it if you can have healing in combat. Because the problem is, I saw someone kind of misuse that you could heal in combat. But this guy's just alone, so let's just get him. But we can just look at this guy in the meantime. So the idea is, you can see here, I'm a big fan of icons. So for example here you can see it will always target the enemy, it will target the closest target. It's a projectile type, because different attacks does different type of damage. It's a ballistic range it's using, and a single target. So let's go to this one. So here you can see it's targeting an ally, targeting the lowest health. It's the instant spell, meaning it pretty much just instantly happen on the target. There's no projectile flying or anything. And here down here we can see the buff. So we can see like it applies on allies, and it lasts 10 seconds. And it's non-unique, meaning if you have 2 of these guys, you can have 2 shields on. Alright, so let's see who did actually. Alright, well we didn't lose anyone, right? Oof, that was close. Alright, so let's see. Alright, we can get. So this is the anti-shield guy. So electricity might be a little too strong right now, as it's lowering attack speed. So I'm actually gonna get, or should I get this guy? This is a guy that throws on a magical shield on multiple targets that increase your armor. So that's pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna go with the electricity guy just because. Ewy. Alright, so now we come to where we need to choose a road. So we can either go to the highlands or the riverlands. So now you're either choosing a map as well as choosing who you are going to encounter on the road. But you're also building the boss you're fighting. So I really do not want to fight against mages, because I might have overtuned them. Because they have this ability here, that every time they attack, they get stronger. So they start with pretty low attack for what unit they are, but like every time they attack, they get stronger and stronger and stronger. So like you want to kill them fast because they snowball out of control. But you know, adding 2 archers to the enemy is also kinda not great. Yeah, but I really don't want to fight the mage. So we're gonna go to the highlands. So now we can see who we are fighting, and we can now see that the 2 archers has been added to the boss map. Alright, but now we are actually doing in a face battle. So it's more your typical auto battler. So now we can see like we're just facing them face to face. Alright, so I haven't actually talked about our commander. So you can see the commander costs something different. It's because it's a consumable point. So like when I drag him out, it consumes one of my points. So it's only when shit hits the fan, pretty much you will use him. But let's see. Alright, so we have the X guy there. So that's an anti-shield unit. You can even see it does more damage to shields. Units that has shields. But we don't have anyone with shields, we don't think about that. Alright, but characters are looking kinda low on health here. But if we do this, then throw the lightning guy out. Alright. Do we have... I think actually, let's put them a little further back. So it takes a little longer for them to get there. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, so I think the shield is gonna keep this guy alive. We can see the shield is going down. Oh no! Ah, we lost one. Bollocks. Ah, well, it is a normal bandit, so should be fine. Let's just speed it up. Alright, we just lost one bandit. That's fine. Oh, he got injured. Maybe I'm not playing with permadev yet. So you can see when they're dead and you can see when they get injured. So let's see who did the most damage. Of course, Mr. Chain Lightning did. Alright, so let's see what can we get now. I would actually like a tank. I'm purposely not playing with this guy right now because he is overtuned. Just to make it a little more interesting. So now we come to a campfire. So here at a campfire right now we can get a unit or we can heal most of our characters. Now most of my bandits are damaged. I don't really care too much about that since now I have this little guy. So let's get one more. We have enough money to do a reroll, but there's also coming a shop. Actually, let's just get one more lightning guy. Oh shit, we have to do fighting battle again. Alright. They have an archer now. That should be fine. This guy is good against archers, but they do have a anti-shield guy. Alright, so what if we do this? And hope the peasants goes for that, and that one goes for that. And we will take our defense guy out. Ah, the archer can reach. Alright, let's just try this combo. You can see this one has gain more XP, so let's get it out again so I can get even more XP. So if I place this one over here, it should target this one first. Yeah, so you can see it targets the closest target. Like you can even see in this one here, like it has where it targets itself, so it gives itself more block. Block lowers all damage in front of it. Meaning like as long as it is facing targets, it's reducing damage. Alright, let's go. Alright, it seems my tactic worked, but this guy is not gonna have a great time. Alright, we can speed it up a bit. Alright, we didn't take too much damage. That's the problem with archers. Can't really control what they're shooting. So yeah, you can definitely see that the AoE is very nice. So spears does more damage to larger units. I think right now the only large units is the minotaurs and the orcs. At least for the one that will come in the demo. Actually, let's get one for destroying shields. Now we entering something that I'm completely still working on. But the idea is this is where you can get rid of units you're not really interested in using anymore. In theory. Oh shit, when they're injured I can't drag them. That's actually a bug. Alright, good to know. So we actually just want to get rid of these units. So we are gonna sacrifice them. As one does. So right now in the game there's not mana. I'm still considering if it's reasonable for me to make spells in the game. I would love to, but I also have to release this game at some point. So here we get some certain choices. Right now we can level our commander, but like I need to drag more in to level the commander. Actually, can we get there? Oh, but then I need to like... So we can level the commander, but then I'm like sacrificing maybe a little too much. Ooh, are we greedy? We are greedy. Now I lost all the units, but as you can see, my commander now got a star, meaning he has become more powerful and has more health. Alright. So now, we have to choose a new road. So, So here you can see that peasants and the little halfling hunter is going to be removed, and over here it's peasants and the woodcutter that's going to be removed. But these are going to be added to the counter, and these. Oh, shield guys, and I just killed my anti-shield guy. Yeah, let's not do that. But then we're gonna add a shield guy, a tank to the boss fight. Well, let me show you the small map. So now we can see that more sword sentinels got added and a guard sentinel got added as well. We are now fighting archers, healers, and this could actually not be great. So right now for the battles, I haven't made battles for each of the biomes. So let's just go in here. Let's see how are the setups. The archer's in front. Alright, so that means we should be able to get him pretty fast. The problem is they have an anti-tank unit and I only have a tank. Maybe this is the time to pull out the commander to save the health of our units a little. So they're gonna walk here. So I think if I jump out and attack them there, then we can pick this one off pretty quickly. Alright, let's do that. Gonna put him here. So like right now, I haven't made the shader for this, so like it's not shining up, but like you can hide your unit anywhere here. Also, the swamp water actually slows your target, so you can use the swamp water to drag the enemy into the water. Actually, we could do that. That means the archer will shoot at us a little bit. A good place to do that. Guess we could do it here, drag them out. Oh, I think this tactic is the right one. Alright. So they're gonna walk. We're gonna put this... Actually, do we have enough to... Oh, I have enough to pull everyone out. Alright, we're just gonna pretty much nuke the archer. And this guy is just gonna take most of it. Alright. Go. Oh no. Oh, you can see one of my beautiful drawings. Play so loud. Alright, it seems our commander is taking most of the damage. I still haven't decided if the commander should be healed or not after battle. So right now he's just getting fully healed. So he's more like a oh shit unit. Alright, we definitely need anti-shield. Then we're gonna go to a shop. Right now the shop is being reworked. Let's see, we can reroll one, so actually I would like one more anti-shield. So let's reroll so we get something else. Gonna get a crossbow guy. Alright, let's see. Well, I kinda locked myself by going left, I can see. So we're gonna go to one of these. I don't wanna go there. I want some money, so we're gonna go doop doop doop. Alright. Alright, let's see how this set up. So, only one archer again, that's pretty nice. Let's see. We could try and lure them out. Over here. Let's try that. So, we actually gonna put two of these guys. We get the archer. Then we're gonna put Xavier and James. Actually.
Need more leadership.
Oh shit. Let's... I think this works. This might backfire. Actually, can I? Yeah, I can. Alright. Might have to increase the amount of foliage here a little bit. Seems a little suspicious you can hide here. Oh no, I didn't put them in different... Ah shit, my tag is not gonna work. Alright, we'll just... Oh! Oh, that took way too much damage. Yeah, that almost did. So, I can show you, like, every time you also have 3 retries right now. Alright. So let's... So what I wanted to do was to put them in different attack groups. So we can do this. Me hide them again. Where can he be hidden? Oh my god, this is is not correct. Oh, there. Yeah, definitely need to do a more pass over here. Alright, let me show you the actual tactic I was going for. Alright, so these are gonna take a little bit of a hit, but that's fine. But now they'll run out in the water. And we can then... Oh no, he ran the other way! I think that's fine, because then they group up, then the lightning guy can kinda get rid of them. So this... Ooh, I think... Ooh, this is gonna survive. Maybe? Oh yeah, I think we're good, I think we're good. Alright, so this was a little better. Our lightning guy did take some hit for the archer, you know. But one of our anti-shield guys at least didn't take any damage. Alright. I would actually like one more tank, because right now I only have one tank. Should I get... This one is good against armored and shields, the crossbow unit. What? Let's take one more. Go into battle. Alright. They have two healers in the background. I don't have any anti-heals. But they also don't have anything special about them, so I think we're good. Actually, let's just get as much AoE out as possible. Let's get the shield guy out. Kinda want this guy to get a level. Let's do that. Let's put him on the side. Let's roll. Alright, I think we got this. Oh, he's taking a beating though. I think we got this. Without losing anyone. Yeah. Very nice. So who actually did most damage? No surprise, the AoE chain lightning. Actually over here we can see our X guy got a level. Kinda what I wanted. Very nice. Alright, let's see what can we recruit. Yes, I would like one more shield guy. So he throws like a bubble around the area, so you can see like it's the AoE. And it will target himself. And the buff will apply to all allies. Alright. Let's take that. Let's see. What are we gonna add? I really don't. Well, I do have a lot of X guys now and crossbows. To not fight one more archer would be kind of nice. So I'm also not fighting archer, but then I would be fighting a mage and an enhancer. This guy might need some nerfs. His auto attack is actually a heal. I don't know if that might be too strong. And then his passive is like he just straight up gives everyone more attack damage. So don't know if that's a little too strong. But on the other hand, like fighting two minotaurs also seems a little bit brutal. You know what, let's fight the minotaurs. Now we're in the Riverlands. Actually, that was the main reason why I picked it, just to show you guys. Then we are fighting this now, at the end. So in theory we could not go for fights, but I want money to buy stuff. Alright, let's see. They come from over here, what are we fighting? There's one archer, one minotaur, and of course it is the anti-shield guy. Alright, that might need to get nerfed. 200% more damage, that's... Alright. Note to self, nerf minotaurs. Alright, but he's like in the back. Then like here. Alright. To pull this one out is just gonna get fucking smacked. But I also kinda wanna level it. That would be nice. But it also needs to heal. Actually, let's get this guy out. Kind of want him to at least be level 1 before we go to the boss fight. The archer is there. The X guy is there. What if... You know what? I'm gonna drag my commander in for this battle. So when they reach the other side, the commander can fight this guy. It's actually a better place for me to jump in on this. What if we do this? So we have the range down here. Actually, let's put them in a different group. Actually, let's just throw the crossbow in there as well. Let's see if it works. We are using the commander, so I think we're gonna be fine. Just don't want to take too much damage. Oh, I might have miscalculated. They're probably gonna run for the range. Alright, we got this. Yeah, it's not great that they are not shooting the ranged character. But should be hitting him now. Yes. Alright, I think we can speed this up. There we go. Alright, who was actually... Of course the commander is the most, and then the X guy actually did more damage. Damn, alright. Alright, let's buy some... Well, buy. Let's get a unit. Backstab? Well, we're going to the castle soon, so the backstab's not gonna be that useful. It's not really any of these I really want. Just get one of them. Alright, come on, shop. Kind of interesting we haven't gotten any archers. But I kind of don't want that now. Actually, I would rather have the archer. Alright, let's just get a... Alright, so we have one more ambush and then we go into the boss fight. That's pretty decent. Alright. So, it do seem like the patrols are kind of boring right now. They're just sword dudes. And like one special one. Probably have to balance that a little bit. Alright, so let's see. So the big axe guy is in the middle. We're going to the boss fight. So boss fight you can just use your commander, so I may as well just use my commander right now because like right now I don't have the additional maps. So like you can only complete one map and then you're kind of done. But in the end game there's going to be free, like in the full game there's going to be free maps you can go through. So let's see, who needs experience? This guy could get a level. This guy could probably also get a level. Who else? Should I get one more level for this? But I don't think I'm gonna need 2 of them for the boss fight though. We could try and level 2 these. Then don't put too many of them out. Hope they don't take too much damage so I can heal them in time. I guess that's another question. But I really need them to get one more level. Alright. So let's... Alright, let's just level him. Actually, let's do this. We can spawn 2 more. Should I just take him out? Like, he would do great amount of damage. No. But I don't really need him out. What if we take this guy out? Maybe he can get a level? Let's take one more crossbow guy out. Alright, let's see. Go, 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 go. And I just realized I put them in the wrong thingy. Alright, I'm just gonna activate them both at the same time. This is badly placed. Oh, we didn't really lose too much health on the other guys. seems this time we killed him pretty fast. Maybe I overanalyzed it. Alright, so I guess now it's kind of just pointless with the ones I pick. My army is pretty nice, thanks to not playing with permadeath. So let's heal all our units, so almost everyone is full health. Very nice. So this is just some old UI, so don't think too much about that. Now we come to the boss fight. So this will be one of the first castles you attack. And the idea is now you are the attacker, you're actually attacking a fortified position. Let's see. It's a lot of archers, I don't like that. Why did I pick so many archers? But it seems like most of the enemy units are here. They do have a shield dude. Alright, that means we put shield guy and then put him in a different. If you do that from this angle, should be able to push it pretty good. Then we almost used all of our budget here. Ah, just so many archers. Right, let's attack from this angle. Let's give him a healer as well. A little shield guy. Should have used this one here instead. I'm gonna send him in with Grummers. He can help with the shields. But now, well, we have a couple of tries, so let's just give it a go. We'll send this guy in first. We'll send this in, and some of them will move. And now I'm gonna send these guys in. Oh, I think I was a little too fast. Oh, let's go back here. So we're keeping him alive. That might be a little too many, but luckily because there's so many archers shooting him, and he has reduced his projectile defense. So he should last quite a long time. How's it going over here? Oh! Well, I literally just fixed this bug yesterday that you could hit upstairs. Oh, and the boss comes. Oh, this is actually good. The boss is fighting just Grummers alone. These guys seems to be holding. Alright. Oh no! Please don't go for the... Oh, whew. Alright, so this guy has like a very nasty cleave. So the fact that he's facing that way is very nice. I can't believe this tactic over here is working. Oh shit. It might not be working anymore. Oh, come on! Throw the shield! Oh, damn it. Oh, alright, so the... Yeah, we won. Alright. That's smeagity smaggity. And he even survived. Alright, so you can see the commander is definitely a beast. But, damn, the crossbowman did so much damage. Well, I guess that's the beauty of shooting through armor. Alright, but, as you can see, Outlaw Kingdom! Woo! I hope you enjoyed this video. And, thanks for watching.